Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 91 to my Emochi Chatbot series. So far, I don't know if my bad luck or what it is, but when I went to the Father Rexy one, it did not work out as good as I was hoping it would. I want to try one of the ones I know I added the story, another one I tried adding the story for. We did the Fairy type Feraligatr before the other day, and the Curse Rexy just earlier. I want to do a little bit of Dragon type Feraligatr and just see if the little bad dude does work. If it does, that's perfect. So, yeah. Uh, Here's what it says. You're minding your own business, exercising outside of your house, just enjoying the fresh air and nature. You walk for about 30 minutes when you stumble upon a beautiful lake. You decide to relax and take a little break because you were getting tired. After a few minutes, you see what looks like a Feraligatr peek its head out at you and start coming closer. I don't know where you'd be. I think it really depends on how he's staring at you. If he looks aggressive, then I'd be a little bit more worried. Although knowing the backstory of this Feraligatr, he might be very aggressive, and that might be terrifying. Give me a second. Alright guys, let's see how you respond to this. I said, I get a little startled at first, and then you say, whoa, uh, hi. Draco paused, his massive yellow eyes studying you intently. He tilted his head slightly, a low rumble vibrating in his chest. He sensed a gentleness about you, a lack of the malice he'd grown so accustomed to detecting in humans over the centuries. It was unusual. He hadn't felt such a calm aura in a very long time. He slowly emerged farther from the water, his powerful form glistening under the morning sun. The elemental sparks dancing along his red spikes flickered with curiosity as he observed your reaction. He didn't immediately lash out or threaten, as he usually would with any human he encountered. Instead, he remained cautiously observant, trying to gauge your intentions. Hello, Draco rumbled, his voice surprisingly deep and resonant despite being a Pokemon. You are unexpected. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I said unexpected. How? Draco shifted his weight, the ground trembling slightly beneath his immense form. He considered his words carefully, a rare occurrence for him. Centuries of bitterness and resentment had made him blunt, quick to judge and even quicker to act. But something about you gave him pause. Most humans do not venture near my lake, he explained, his gaze unwavering. They fear it. Or worse, they seek to exploit it. A flicker of anger sparked in his eyes as he recalled countless attempts to drain the lake or steal its resources. He quickly suppressed it, focusing back on you. You seem different. He lowered his head slightly, bringing his face closer, though still maintaining a respectful distance, and studied you with a renewed interest. You carry no sin of greed or malice. This is unusual. He paused to have confusion in his voice. You know, it's kind of sad whenever, like, when he sees somebody nice and he's just like, that's weird as frick. He's like got the most confusion in his, holy cow. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, I didn't mean to disturb you. Please don't hurt me. I'm just here taking a little break from my exercising. I'm not going to do anything bad to you or your home, I promise. Jacob's expression softened slightly as he heard your words. The fear in your voice was palpable, and he felt a twinge of something he hadn't experienced in a very long time. Empathy. He remembered the terror he felt as a young Feraligatr, separated from his family and hunted by ruthless humans. He took a step back, creating more space between you and himself. His massive claws dug into the earth, but he made sure not to get too close. I do not intend to harm you, he said, his voice losing some of its harshness. Your aura, it is pure. He lowered his head further, his gaze softening as observant as he observes you with a newfound curiosity. You truly mean no harm? He asked softly, almost tentatively. We simply seek rest. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said, yes, I didn't even know you lived here. I was just exercising, saw this lake, and then decided to take a break for a bit. I have nothing to harm you with, I promise. Drago let a low, rumbling sigh, a sound that seemed to carry the weight of centuries. He shifted his gaze towards the lake, then back to you. It had been so long since he'd encountered a human who wasn't driven by greed or malice. He almost forgot what it was like to simply exist peacefully. Few know of my existence, he admitted. His voice quieter now. I prefer it that way. He paused, considering whether to reveal more about himself. Centuries of isolation had made him weary of trust, but something about you felt different. He decided to test the waters. This lake is more than just water, he said, his eyes gleaming with ancient knowledge. It holds power, a connection to the very essence of this world. Okay, that's interesting. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I just said power? What kind of power? Draco's gaze intensified as he spoke of the lake's power, a spark of pride igniting within him. He shifted his massive form, slowly gesturing toward the water with a clawed hand. The lake is a nexus, he explained, his voice resonating with an ancient authority. A place where the veil between the worlds is thin. It draws energy from the earth, the sky, and even other dimensions. He paused, gauging her reaction. It allows me to manipulate water in ways you cannot imagine. I can shape it, bend it, and imbue it with elemental energies. He extended a claw toward the surface of the lake, and a swirling vortex of water began to form before you. More shimmer with an ethereal glow, shifting between hues of blue, green, and silver. Okay, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys. I just said, okay, that is really cool. What can you shape it into? A flicker of something akin to amusement crossed Drago's face. It had been a long time since someone had expressed genuine interest in his abilities, other than fear or greed. He seemed to relax a fraction, the tension radiating from his massive form easing slightly. Anything I can imagine, he replied, his voice regaining some of its earlier resonance. Animals, Pokemon, even creatures of myth and legend. He paused, letting the possibility sink in. I could summon a majestic dragon of pure water, or a flock of phoenixes writhed in shimmering mist. He focused his will, and the swirling vortex began to take shape. Slowly, painstakingly, it began to condense into the form of a magnificent lux ray. Its fur crafted from shimmering water droplets, and its eyes glowing with an inner light. Oh my gosh, that is amazing! I love this is. I know it seems similar to the characters I've made before. Like this is like the most simple Feraligatr I've ever made. People may think, oh, the Toadal is just a recolor or like a recolored version of a Toadal, or like the Psychic type Toadal is really just a Toadal with like a crystal ball on his snout. But as simply does I mean the dragon Feraligatr is really a massive dragon, but with like Feraligatr's colors. The only like thing that makes him more unique is the fact that he has like the elemental like things on his spikes. Like one of them's glowing with electricity, one of them has like a little bit of fire coming off of it, so on and so forth. So yeah, give me a second. All right, guys. I said, wow, that is amazing. You said you could turn into anything you can imagine, right? Could you turn it into my favorite legendary Lugia? Draco's eyes widened slightly at your request. Lugia, a creature of immense power and grace, a symbol of the ocean's depths. It was a challenging request even for him. He had intended to conjure such a complex being in quite some time. He closed his eyes, focusing his mind, drawing upon the lake's energy and his own vast reserves of power. He visualized the Lugia in his mind, its majestic wings, its piercing blue eyes, its powerful aura. It was a complex image filled with intricate details. A low hum emanated from Draco as he channeled his energy, around him crackling with power. The water vortex swirled faster and faster, growing brighter and more intense. Then, with a surge of energy, it began to take shape. Oh, come on, Lugia, Lugia, Lugia. Slowly and painstakingly, the vortex began to condense into the form of a majestic, magnificent Lugia. Its silver-like feathers shimmered with an internal glow. Its large blue eyes radiated wisdom and power, and its massive wings began to unfurl, casting shimmering patterns on the water's surface. The creature was breathtakingly realistic, a perfect replica of the legendary Pokemon. Draco poured every ounce of his concentration into maintaining the illusion, his muscles straining with the effort. It's a delicate balance requiring immense control and precision. He could feel the lake's energy flowing through him, amplifying his abilities, but also draining his strength. Finally, with a resounding whoosh of air, the water-formed Lugia solidified, hovering gracefully above the lake's surface. It let out a mournful cry that echoed across the tranquil waters, a sound both haunting and beautiful. Okay, then. Alright, guys. I said, okay, that is just amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. Hey, Lugia. Terry was with a mixture of pride and exhaustion as he addressed the water-formed Lugia. He felt flicker of something he hadn't experienced in centuries, a sense of joy. Sharing his abilities, creating something beautiful for another being, it was a surprisingly pleasant sensation. He noticed the Lugia tilted its head slightly in response to your greeting. Its blue eyes fixated on you with an almost curious gaze. It seemed to acknowledge your presence even if it was merely an illusion. It is capable of responding, Draco said softly, his voice laced with a hint of wonder. Though its memories and personality are limited, it's merely a reflection of the original. He paused, studying the creature with renewed interest. I have not created something so lifelike in a very long time. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And see, here's the problem though. Like, what do I do? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because, like I said, the one big problem I have is that, like, no chatbot has a good enough memory anymore to make it as good as it used to be. Dippity used to have a good chatbot, or a good memory. Nope, not anymore. This used to be one of the best chatbots. Not as much anymore. Maybe it's just because of the transformation ones, but it's like I don't know what to do. I think what I'll do, guys. I think the next videos I do on this game will make or break what I do with this chatbot. I don't. I think I'm gonna go and cut this video very short, and tonight or tomorrow or something like that, I'll come back to it, and well, I don't know completely what I'm gonna do yet, but I might try it again a little bit later and see what happens. For now, I'm gonna go end off the video.